Welcome back to ESEA Orange, who are with Admirable Blank and Truck. After a little delay, we're here with the third game of the day. It's going to be the lower bracket round one game between Classic Mix-Up and Street Hoops Esports. The loser of this best of three will be leaving the tournament with tail between their legs. The winner, the dream is still alive for them, but you know, they've got quite the battle ahead of them. Blank, how you feeling about this one, buddy?
Ooh, I feel like this one's gonna be a close match. I know we just saw Badlands played out. I'm wondering if, Street Hoops was over there watching, which I'm sure they were, trying to maybe get a read on what Mix-Up likes to do with these mids. So, so far the tale of this land has really been last pushes, and mid fights. So it seems to be the recurring theme. Man. Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, if you break it down, though, there's generally more like the two play really hasn't come into effect much in any of these games. But yeah, I think this is going to be a lot closer of a game. Froyo just kind of had Mix-Up's number. I imagine they very likely have a lot of teams' numbers, especially the teams here. But I don't know. Big Brown was doing some pretty nasty things to elevate. Now I'm curious as to whether or not he can continue his streak against Mix-Up.
Yeah, this is gonna be yet another interesting fixture. I mean, I'm interested, just particular if Classic Mix-Up choose to continue to play the way they were playing, whether they're making these very quick plays and sort of executing as fast as they can, committing everyone. Like, is that just going to be too much for Street Hoops? Are they going to be blown away by that? Or do they have a bit of composure about them? Can they go toe-to-toe with Mix-Up? Do they have what it takes in terms of their team play, their sort of positioning, their execution? Obviously, the players are good enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like, given the fact that Mix-Up just, they feel shaky to me, Street Hoops, they have the potential here to just, just take the entire series. I think we're probably going to end up seeing 3 games here, actually, Admirable. The first, if you will, of the day.
Yeah, for me, I suppose you could probably say it about anybody in Deadbolt, but that's going to be the interesting battle, Zealox versus Deadbolt. How much of an edge will Zealox have over the sort of rookie demo man of the finals? Like, how do you see that fight stacking up?
Well, Badlands is, I feel like every class kind of contributes. It's not going to be like Gully Wash, where Badonsky kind of just ran the mid-fight against Deadbolt. This mid-fight, I feel like every class relatively contributes evenly. So, the demo matchup, Zalox I'll give the slight edge to, but, Deadbolt, he has had a pretty good season. He's definitely not a slouch, but things with Demo Man, just as you saw with the Mix-Up and Mix-Up 4G game, where, like I said, if Duatna goes balcony, scouts, you don't want to play your train, because he's just going to punish that, Zalox, he probably has those inner knowings, if you will, the things that just come from playing the class for a while, so he probably has the leg up in that regard, but for the most part, I feel like the Demo Man matchup isn't really the key here. I feel like it's going to be kind of how Mix-Up chooses to play. Are they going to try and do that all out, we're just going to run into you, try to out DM and run over you, or are they going to try to find their stride? I feel like they'd probably benefit more from slowing it down and trying to sort of build their coordination and chemistry to progress further into the tournament, because I feel like if they go with that, just run at you style, they could potentially be going home fourth for the first time, like, ever, when you think of, like, North American TF2, Mix-Up 4th place at LAN, that never happens, but that could be the case this time around.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you make. I mean, if you come from the standpoint that Mix-Up are the favourites in this fixture by the seedings and they should be progressing, this is a good opportunity for them to try new things or practice and try and really nail down what it is that's been going wrong against the better teams, in air quotes, in the tournament, because they won't get another chance to practice before they have their, well, I suppose once you're in the lower bracket, every game is the crucial fixture, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. What might be enough to roll over these guys probably isn't going to be enough to see them through to the grand final.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like, either choice you can say is a gamble. Like, if you go with the just run at you style, maybe, they run away with this series. But, if they go up against 4G or even Elevate, they're looking at an early departure. Now, the other thing is, do they take the time in the lower bracket, if you will, to try to fine-tune their play? Sure, it might be a bit of a closer game, maybe it takes longer, but maybe they'll find that stride they need, to potentially take it all the way.
I'd like to see some more deliberate play, or some more considered. But that remains to be seen. There are 6 players here on each side, and I will give a little roster rundown for everybody that's missed the game so far. On Scout for Classic Mix-Up, you're going to have Enigma and Arctic Joe making his LAN debut, Harblue on Roamer, Platinum on Pocket, Zealox playing Demoman, and Indust playing Medic. Then on Street Hoops Esports, who have now been christened Shoop, they are going to be playing with Sizer and Paragon on Scout. Grape on Pocket, Ash on Roamer, Deadbolt on Demo, and Ninja Nick on Medic. And it looks like we're going alive here for this lower bracket round 1 game between Classic Mix-Up and Street Hoops Esports. Who are we going to look at first on Badlands?
Well, you mentioned the Demo Man game, so I've got my eyes on Zealox this first mid. I want to see, is he going to be beating Deadbolt out the door? Is he going to land those initial stickies and force Deadbolt to be defensive? That's, a lot of questions. Zealox more or less hitting the ideal rollout, going right up the front. Yeah, about Deadbolt at the same time. Neither Demo really taking damage here. Deadbolt, though, getting the worst of the exchange. Some slight lag there. Zealox, though, landing the stickies on 20B. And we both trade Roamer for Scout. Scout goes down. Grape goes down. Harblue goes down. We have a 4-on-3. This is looking to be a mid-fight win for 20B. Oh, but Zealox lands the pipe. Both the Scouts are hurt, but, that Scout class versus Demo. It takes 2 pipes to drop them. You never want to fight a Scout, ideally, as a Demo man.
Indeed. I was watching the Harblue perspective there. He decided to roll out Choke, and he just walked in from Choke and nobody was looking at him, and he got a couple of nice chip rockets on the Scouts, but then he decided to just go straight into the meat grinder and died almost instantly. But I mean, Mix-Up were playing all in the sort of the same area, and it really allowed Street Hoops to focus in the one direction. Like, there was no distraction of someone getting behind, and I think that made it slightly easy for them in that sense. Maybe Harblue could have waited or gone behind, but it seemed like the mid-fight was probably gone and over before he even had a chance to get involved in it. But right now it is Uber versus Uber, both medics surviving that mid-fight. And look at the stack here in Valley. Grape and Ash coming through to catch Harblue. He's out of the door. He won't be able to survive here as he gets mauled 3-on-1. And that's the pick that they were looking for. They're going to move through house here. Ninja Nick already through. He's making up with Grape. He's starting to buff him back to 300. And they've come in behind here, and Mix-Up are caught in a pincer maneuver here, but they're taking the opportunity to go forward and kill the guys who don't have the Uber. Platinum and Arctic Joe are looking for frags on middle. Sizer's gone down already, but the health on the split team here is questionable. Arctic Joe and Enigma are pretty weak right now, but they're getting healed up. Grape is going to get focused down by Arctic Joe and Platinum. Harblue's coming into the mix as well, but Grape is still alive somehow, just goes down there, but so does his medic. And a flurry of frags coming in there for Classic Mix-Up, but there is still a player behind Ash, getting shot down, gunned down at long range by Arctic Joe, and somehow things have stabilised, but interesting decisions from both teams there.
Well, Sizer getting the nice cleanup there. It was interesting, the push. I really like Mix-Up's decision to kind of push forward into mid. They honestly should have committed to the back cap there, because if they had noticed that they were dealing with the scouts in front of them, this is like one of the very few points in the game where if a team pushes Valley, you can kind of push forward. But we have a fight breaking out here. Harblue and Platinum take down both Deadbolt and Sizer, so kind of that dry DM fight, Mix-Up taking that heads-on fight. Like I said, are they going to play quick or are they going to slow it down? Looks like we have our answer here so far. They're deciding to just step it up with aggression and walk into the other team, as with those 2 picks, they're just going to take a free mid.
Grape's taking a look in Hunter here. Harblue's pushing into the race up on his own, meets 3 players and decides to back out wisely. He's going to get the kit and heal up with his team on middle, but so far Mix-Up seem uninterested in the opportunity of pushing. They're going to do the team huddle here, collect their thoughts and collect some health points. Now they're starting to poke Harblu is going to go in here. He's jumped straight into Deadbolt there, finds his man, and now with Demoman down, it's still not cut and dried here. It's going to be tricky. Platinum's looking for entry here. First rocket is good onto Grape, but immediately the counter air shot there. Both pockets ubered now, and it's going to be the full 8 seconds for Harblu and Grape, Platinum and Grape, but Platinum's going to jump behind here, but runs into a scout. Great timing there. Sizer came in to deny him, and his attempt at a play has been shut down. The health is incredibly weak on so many players on that straight hook side, but they are continuing to stay strong here. Very brave play. They're not going to back down. They're going to give the impression of having health here. Grape is coming in, but immediately destroyed by Zealox' stickies, and slowly but surely it seems like Classic Mix-Up are going to win this fight and just suffocate the remaining players. Ninja Nick's running to last, but he's being flanked by Enigma. He's unsure what to do here. His respawns have come in. He should be fairly safe. Enigma's been unspotted. Enigma's coming up behind him now on the steps. He's in. He's got the chance. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3. Gets on the 3rd. And that is Medic down. Enigma is going to die there in top lobby, but he's already got his man.
Yeah, that is huge. Now we've got the huge Uber advantage. So Mix-Up just, you know, taking these Uber exchanges, taking the DM fights, and Enigma saying, I don't reg on LAN. I wish I knew what that was like. Not, we're just playing on LAN. But anyways, full Uber advantage. Paragon's on the sniper. They're going lower. They Uber Zalox. They're going to have both soldiers here, probably jumping up high. They just need to run 1 scout to point here. Taking a bit long on doing that. Enigma's actually going to go down. No frags really happening here for Mix-Up. Finally, Paragon goes down. There's a scout on the med. Endust healing up Zalox here. Finally, the frags hat. Platinum gets a 3k. Endust with the arrows, and there you go. First round goes to Mix-Up. So, I guess we kind of have our answer so far, ads. Mix-Up's just... they're going to play aggressive, they're going to run at you and, you know, kind of abuse the DM and the experience right now. Only time will tell whether or not it pays off.
Yeah, maybe the most interesting fight was the Platinum versus Grape, and then it turned into this team fight, and the good focus fire came out from Classic Mix-Up. It wasn't really a very fast fight, but they just sort of war of attrition grind them down there. But right now, Zalox and Endust moving in from Closet as the fight also happens on the Mix-Up train. It's a mid of 2 halves here, but Deadbolt and Ninja Nick realise that there's not much left for them to do. They're going to back out. They know that Ash is deep in enemy territory. He's chasing around health packs here, picking up those pills like Pac-Man, and now moving towards Choke. He's still on the red side of the map here though, and Harblu is going to chase him down with Enigma. Even Indust trying to pop off arrows here, and he's really drawing their attention back. I mean, this is the opportunity for Street Hoops to try and make a play. You know, there's 3 players chasing Ash.
I would say this is actually a good chance for Mix-Up to bait out Ash. Like, all you do is you fake a push, like either flank side or through choke. You know, just show a lot of players, and then like just immediately like rocket jump back with a soldier and like a couple of scouts, and you can just like bait out Ash, because you know that's kind of the thing. Like you said, you expect Street Hoops to make a play with a guy behind, but you can also, well, there he eventually goes down, but you can do the reverse as well. You can fake like you're doing a push to bait out Ash to bomb into you, and then you just pick him off.
Platinum knows that he's going to be respawning within the next 10 to 15 seconds, and he's looking to engage. He's found Grape, and Ninja Nick gets the force off immediately, has Ninja Nick down to 40 health as well. Platinum's going to turn around and find a frag onto Deadbolt. Ash is just back on the field, but no Demoman, and Grape is going to get focused hard by Enigma and Arctic Joe. Just wrecking kids.
Right there? He just, I mean, he didn't get the kill, but, you know, he hits the air shots, you know, Endust. He's got the bloodlust from the frag video right there. But, yeah, just once again, Mix-Up with the, just the aggression. Like, Platinum takes a nice clean solo, and then they just push and take the DM fight. And so far, you know, I think they're feeling pretty confident in their play, and they're just going for another drive push. Platinum does go down. I don't see any other frags probably being returned. They're probably going to have to hightail it out of lobby here, as a lot of pressure is being applied by Street Hoops.
Like the player you're looking for to control that fight after the Uber's fade, it has to be the Demoman, but Deadbolt was either in a bad position to be saved or was dropped. And like, if Mix-Up keep taking him out of the fights, they're going to keep winning these fights pretty easily, even though the Ubers seem quite equally traded. There's a strange situation going on here where Mix-up have just ran straight down middle past the forward hold. Somebody
the classic,
didn't call that.
The classic bed demo heavy back cap, you know? It's a pretty good play. You see it all the time, you know? Pretty hard to counter, but so we have a quick 2-0 lead here for Mix-Up in the half. Street Hoops definitely need to find their stride. A 3-0 first half is incredibly hard to recover from. They need to find a way to just stop the bleeding of these mid-fights. Is paying attention to Endust here, just putting out a lot of health on his scouts. So far, like, the double soldier bomb for Street Hoops has not been effective, but finally Ash with a really good bomb on an Endust. Arctic Joe getting the cleanup here. All that's left is Ash. We have another convincing mid-fight win for Mix-Up, so... I mean, double soldier bombs, it's, I think we talked about this in the previous matchup, but I feel like on this map, this is one of the weaker maps where it's not really that viable, and so far, you know, the double soldier bombs from Street Hoops have just been shut down.
Yeah, there's plenty of powerful scout positions on that mid where you can really deny soldiers without taking much damage yourself. You've got the Hoodoo, the Train, but the setup is good from Mix-Up. Going back to that, perhaps the most leisurely back cap of all time, where you just walk down main with your heavy medic and demo man. What the hell was that?
And nobody expects it because it's a heavy, right? You know,
nobody expects the heavy back cap.
Nobody will do it.
It's you know, it's like people say the heavy is hard to fight because the speed is misleading or hard to headshot sometimes. Maybe it's also the same for back caps, you know? People don't know how to judge this heavy weapons guy. It's one to watch. We've seen it once this LAN. I don't expect we're going to see it again from the playbook they roll out for the big game.
Big Enigma is a pretty sneaky player. I mean, you saw that one round with 4G where he had 2 soldiers shooting him and he walks onto the point to just cap it in front of him. So, you know, scary things can happen in TF2 as we have the Hard Blue Spy. So cue the James Bond music here. Is he a better spy than Sean Connery? We will find out here momentarily.
Oh, jukes his way past that soldier. He's decloaked behind the point. Now, will he be in Highlander mode here? Will he go for the sap? Oh, it looks like he wants to go for the medic.
Nope.
Tries to go for the quick revolver, but gets immediately obliterated by that level 3 of Sizer. Ash is going to take the opportunity to step out through a roller door into a whole load of stickies, and immediately Platinum is encouraging his team to move forward down main. Looks like it's going to be Xelox spamming here. Actually, they're not committing too quickly, they're just trying to see what the setup is. Grape is down on the floor there. He wants to hold close and do as much damage as possible, but mainly what Xelox is doing is pushing the stickies off the point. Seems to be set up for some cap play. 3 stickies now placed on the point. Enigma's close as well. He might get the flash here when they push. He's just going to run in. He's making a beeline for the point, but the jet comes in super quick, and that threat has been neutralized. But what are they going to do now? They're playing quite defensive here. It looks like they want to back out, but Paragon has dropped out. He's dropped down. He goes into spawn and changes back to last. He must have thought he was spotted there, but nobody was looking behind him. But hey, what do I know, man? I'm just a caster.
We got the Enigma heavy. I mean, Ash was dead there for a solid 20 seconds, where Mix-Up had the man advantage. As okay, Paragon just decides to walk into them and get blown up by a minefield. Xelox is like easiest frag in my life, but maybe he was just checking to see if Xelox's right click broke. You know, potentially that's
Enigma's set up for the back cap. Look at Enigma, man. He's ready to back cap. He's in position. Back cap is real.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This is like next level of mind games here. So, we do get the sentry gun pick, actually. That's actually kind of important. Wait. Hard Blue's... Oh, okay, yeah. For a second I thought Hard Blue was the heavy. And I was like, is that a spy soldier that just walked past everyone? But we have the Ubers coming in. Plat's gonna get caught out here. Nothing much is really gonna happen. He's living for a really long time. Grape finally gonna take him down. Enigma heavy, though, not really gonna be able to do much. And we're probably gonna have a bit of a reset here, I imagine. The heavy is kind of hard to push into. Big old meat shield as he, well, mows down Grape. Paragon goes down, Hardblue goes down. We have a 5-on-4 situation here. Enigma's calling for the heal beam. Medic! He just wants to push and end this round. Xelox peeking top left. This should be a mix-up round. Do they have what it takes to clutch this, Street Hoops? Do you believe? How hard do you believe, Eds? Right now, Enigma's in top left. Oh man, he's over buff, but we have the respawns coming in. This is such a slow push. Just the Russians walking onto the point to blow up, and all of a sudden, all that meat has been tenderized, and we have another Uber being popped. I don't even know what's going on right now. We have a soldier nearly capping the point. Zaylock's gonna kill Paragon. This is just all over the place. Endus goes down. Rollers on the point. Drops Grape. Where are people? Oh my god. I don't even know what's happening right now, Az. This is crazy.
That was bizarre. I mean, that must have been the reason Mix-Up were hesitating, because they thought they had Uber advantage, which they did, but when they finally went in, Platinum lost the one-on-one with Grape on the point. Credit to the G as Silent Man, but now things are looking a little bit sketchy, even though they did hold on there, and it seemed to be a failed push from Classic Mix-Up. Right now, I feel like Ninja Nick and his combo need to be showing a bit more direct play. They need to get into them quickly, make something happen before that Uber charge is going to come up. For Endust, he's starting to back out. They're trying to bait out the pop here. Like, they want them to overcommit to this. And there's two players behind Platinum on the drop down. He hasn't been spotted yet, but Harblue's coming in bottom left, and nobody's looking. Oh, he's in onto Ninja Nick, gets the pop off, and just as I say that, Endust is getting his charge up. So well played by Classic Mix-Up, really forcing them to look in so many different directions. They didn't know how to handle that situation, and they've been outplayed here as Arctic Joe runs on the point. Endus doesn't even need to pop his charge. That's
yeah, this is just Mix-Up's kind of dismantling Street Hoops. The interesting thing to note with how Platinum is pocketing for the team right now, you know how I said I feel like there was a gap when Seagull left? Platinum's playing, I believe he's just been Gumbo pocketing the whole time, and you know, he's practically a secondary roamer at this point. Like, outside of the solos, you know, he jumps and gets behind, and he's just causing all sorts of havoc.
Yeah, definitely in that last defensive setup, he was more than happy to run forward. Right now, I feel like it's time for the 20B comeback, you know. I didn't mention it in my earlier prediction, but when I said they were going to win, I meant they were going to lose the first 3 rounds and then come back 5-3.
Oh, I see. So not giving us the entire scoop on your prediction.
Just in case there's anybody out there doubting me, you know, that's what's going to happen.
Well, my crystal ball so far has been pretty spot on, so I don't see them stopping the mix-up train. They're going with the gun-ho style, relatively, and more or less, unless Street Hoops can find a way to slow him down, I am not a man of very good faith at this point.
Okay, buddy. It's alright, you're allowed to be wrong, that's fine. But we're gonna go to the fourth middle of this match. We're into the second half here. Classic Mix-Up with a commanding lead that's about to be eroded over 5 incredible rounds. Harblue's just hiding there at the closet. Both scouts have run in past him, and he's gonna crush Paragon. Platinum coming in onto Ninja Nick at the same time. Both soldiers playing around that closet. But the fight has descended into a 3-on-3, but Ash comes in from behind, and he's gonna crush Indus there. Deadbolt's gonna find the 2K, picking up Zelox and Enigma, and that's gonna be a complete wipe there. Clearly that halftime break has been fruitful.
Yeah, the break, they're finally able to muster up something on the mid-fight there. It was a relatively close one. I feel like Mix-Up, they were really close to pulling ahead with it, but Ash found, you know, the right timing, was able to drop on the medic and get really good damage on both the Scout and Demo, and Sizer and Deadbolt were able to just kind of seal it off, as now they have about a 35%. Is this crits? It is a crit streak, okay. Well, Paragon goes down really early, trading for Joe there, so not that bad. I imagine we're going to see Great. Is he going to bomb-o? Ash goes down, so people getting a little bit too loose before the crits comes into play, and Zalox is just going to two-sticky the medic at choke. Harblu drops a Scout in house. It's a 3-on-2. Grape and Deadbolt. Where is Grape? Grape manages to drop Endust, but yeah, that is some scrappy play there, I have to say. Like, if you know you have the crits advantage, they were peeking that way too early. But Harblu's going to go down here on mid. Enigma. Oh, is he going to get the frag? Yes, he does, but he's going to go down to the roller from Deadbolt. And, okay, this is Arctic Joe going to win this fight. This is all those hours of DM. Oh, never mind, that's a buff Scout. You don't want to be here anymore. And Big Brown shutting down the polar bear, Arctic Joe, cutting off his fleece and wearing it for his own.
Oh, he's packed him into his freezer right now. Sizer's coming in behind onto Indust. Almost takes his life away. He hasn't been at 50 health there, and he's trying to dodge those spam rockets, but he has survived. And now he's going to be moving forward with his team, but they're at a pretty significant disadvantage. There's no crit shenanigans at work anymore, but just the fact that Ninja Nick has been building for longer means that they have a significant advantage here. Hardblue playing very defensive around Reset, but he got caught out previously with that double soldier bomb round there, and he seems to be coming for a buff now. The whole team blobbing up. Enigma's taking a look there on the flank, but do Street Hoops not realise what advantage they have?
Somebody, this is where, who's the caller? Is it probably on Ninja Nick, I imagine, at least for Uber percentages? I mean, for the most part, you track that as a medic. I know way back when, I used to track it as a pocket, but eventually, you know, if you're main calling too, like, you need to split kind of the responsibilities, so I feel like that's probably a little bit of a hiccup there on Ninja Nick's part.
And when you're 3 rounds down, you know, you don't want to be missing opportunities like this, but now they seem happy to push, but it is equal Ubers here. Grape and Sizer with Ninja Nick there at race up looking for frags. They're going to find Hardblue spamming them from the drop down, and they're going to retreat. They've actually managed to bait out a little bit of a rotation there. Grape bombs in very deep to combine with Sizer. Xylox goes down, but they didn't get the force is what they were looking for here, so now they're backing off towards middle. They're looking to buy time for these spawns, but they've been forced. I missed something here, you know. I'm just not paying attention. At some point they were forced. That's clearly why they went in for the force. And here comes the Uber finally for classic mix-up. I might redeem myself yet, like.
Maybe, but both teams trading the roamers here, and the mid-cap does go to mix-up. Ninja Nick does have about a 50% advantage. Looks like they're going to be able to hold down the choke here, though. Is mix-up just going to go for any gun-ho aggression? Looks like slowing it down a bit here, but whenever they have, you know, some sort of edge, some sort of opening, they've just been flooring it. But right now we're going to see a slight lull in the action. Is Ninja Nick going to use this advantage? Looks like it's just him and Grape. I'd really like to see them bring somebody else in on these advantages. You have Ash bombing in from the valley. Okay, Ash is able to get Zalox. That's actually a really big pick. I'd really like to see Street Hoops just push at this point. The other team is close to Uber, but they don't have their demo yet. You really want to catch them on their heels as they're retreating. Because, see, the problem is now that you've waited, you know, they've got their Ubers, and they're all set up, ready for you to come in. There's going to be quite a few frags probably happening here, yeah. Arctic Joe and Enigma combine to drop both Ash and Sizers, so that's 2 frags apiece. And the mid that they had just won, you know, now they're going to lose it all over to Mix-Up, as well as Mix-Up's probably going to be putting pressure on there too, so this is almost like a 3-point swing, if you think about it that way.
Yeah, I feel like, I know turning around to get the frags behind is always the safest option, but right there was a sweet opportunity for Classic Mix-Up to go in with 4 on that Uber and just really hound those players that were running away from Street Hoops, but they turned around and cleaned up and they've taken the point, but like instead of just being sort of leapfrog there, they could have wiped.
Off ads, but Zalox just, that's the trap, so Ninja Nick, you know, all of a sudden, he's like, wait a minute, why am I spectating? I thought I was playing this game. He's probably watching Grape going, god damn it, check the sticky traps. But, so 20B, they're going to be posted up pretty defensively here. And just to sort of wait for the push as Ash goes down on the flank, probably trying to make something happen. We do have a body shot from Sizer dropping Zalox. He's going to go down along with Grape, though, and this is just disaster mode at this point, as this cap should go to mix-up, and they should be able to float this in the last.
5-4, yeah, that's my prediction. Platinum just hiding bottom here with the Indust and Arctic Joe. He's going to just walk onto the point. Don't even need to pop that charge. And that's going to make it 4-0 here. Classic mix-up seeming to favour this Badlands map. Doing work right now.
You're a man with incredible religious zeal, I must say, if you call him the 5-4. My faith would not be so misplaced as Hardblue is opting to do this choke rollout again as he's... Oh, he just skips into Valley. He's doing the whole distraction thing that he does, but Ash quickly drops Indust early on in the mid-fight. Enigma and Hardblue are behind, though. all of 20B is all over the blue side's train, but uh-oh, the frags are happening now. Oh, that is a huge bomb from Ash. Rocket's raining down to 2 on 3 here. Can they hit the shot? Zalox is gonna go down. Just Arctic Joe. Oh my god. Grape, just turning that guy into grape juice over there.
He's in his head, man. He's done the mind meld with Arctic Joe. He knew he was going to be there. Rocket, he's dead. Ash is pushed up ahead here, and he's actually spot out Enigma and Indust. He's going to jump back onto balcony and tries to. Was he going to go for that hiding spot that isn't there anymore? I don't know, but he's dead now. And his team are sitting on middle, building up a charge. It's close enough in the Uber fight, about 15% difference. But it seems like Zealox wants to initiate. He's going to bomb forward here, putting down the stickies. And just off that one pick on Ash, it seems like Street Hoops want to concede middle.
Yeah, so once again, mix-up, just like I said, they get the pick, they get that sort of edge, they're just gonna floor it and run into you, and Street Hoops, when you're down this many rounds, you know, it's 4-0, you gotta start taking fights. Like, they've been, you know, playing it safe, giving up ground and whatnot, but, you know, you can only back up so much until eventually you're at a wall, and at this point, they're at the wall, you know? You gotta fight back.
Like, I agree, like, well, just a one-man pick, that's definitely something you can overcome, or a one-man disadvantage, just by using a sort of position and defender's advantage. But like, their whole body language was that we don't want to take this fight, we're getting out of here as soon as possible. Barring like a blind pop from Mix-Up, they were more than happy to get out, and now they're going to take this fight around choke again. That didn't go well for them previously. Multi coming out here from Ninja Nick, having to flash it through a few players, and as soon as that Uber phase, you've seen everybody from Classic Mix-Up barreling forward here, straight into all those red players. It's a massacre here. Paragon, last man alive, is dancing around on Grey Bridge. He's making an exit towards the race up. He's unsure what he wants to do. He's been spotted out by Platinum going on to the balcony, but there will be no contest of this fire by him. His teammates will spawn just now, but Deadbolt is still down, so there's no stickies on the point, and we've seen that Classic Mix-Up are very attuned to just going straight for that cap.
Yeah, Deadbolt finally respawning, so there will be some stickies for the Street Hoops gang. Paragon is going sniper, but you know, I feel like on a map like this, you know, maybe you get the cheeky body shot main, but a team like Mix-Up, you know, they're gonna account for that sight line. There's not as much space for you to work with a sniper here. They do have the Uber. Arctic Joe is gonna be coming up. I would like to see him probably just, you know, use this Uber advantage, even though they're down 1. I mean, you're up 4-0, okay, it looks like they're moving now, but that advantage is slowly dwindling as Enigma goes down. There is a scout behind. Are they still going to push this through? It looks like it. Zalox is calling for it. He wants it. But no, now it just gets popped. Oh, well, they're gonna kill a scout main. If they can maybe drop Ninja Nick now. No, Ninja Nick's gonna get it, and is Zalox and Indus gonna escape here? That they do. Sizer and Paragon both go down. We have the Enigma Heavy coming out, so this is just, you know, That goes back to the coordination, cohesion, and just, you know, who's calling the shots on Mix-Up, because that right there, as you saw, that was all over the place. They weren't sure. They weren't sure whether to go or, you know, to back up and chill.
Like, why did he pop? He seemed to be surrounded by his own players, and then suddenly the Uber came in.
Suddenly he dipped into the red. I don't know what hit him, you know, stray rocket or whatnot. I mean, there was that scout in main. You know, maybe that scout came through drop down, I didn't see where, and, you know, got the meat shot on him, so he was forced to pop. But, yeah, Mix-Up just building out their Uber. We have the Enigma Heavy, which hasn't really been too successful, actually, on all these last pushes.
Hello? Backup?
Oh, I'm sorry. if we can count that one. But, yeah, we have the Engineer and the Sniper coming out for Street Hoops, so... You know, the Turtle class. Now, the thing I'm curious about is Mix-Up just gonna run the clock? I mean, they have a couple of times in Lands Pass, you know, when they're ahead in its second half, they just park the bus, which is something I believe you Europeans do. No, we do have the Platinum Uber coming out, but really not gonna do anything to a Sentry gun. In fact,
didn't get the force or the Sentry.
Yeah.
Great. He smells blood and water. He's going forward here, but he's been baited slightly as he is popped upon, but there are no frags available. Ninja Nick can't even get through the door. Hardly jumps down with the body block. Ninja Nick has been crushed. Grape's dream shattered too, but throughout this Classic Mix-Up, I've lost 2 as well, and it turns into a 4-on-4. Brown Bear's going to find Platinum under the Grey Bridge. Zealox is moving forward on his own, but meanwhile, the back cap comes in. Arctic Joe straight through there onto us, and he is going to crush my dreams with a cap that makes it 5-0 here. The classic mix-up on the first map.
Yeah, that was... I feel like that's a bit of a statement win there from Mix-Up, you know? They're trying to say, you know, sure we went out, we're already in the losers bracket, but, you know, Mix-Up, they come to play at LAN. While, you know, they may have to figure things out if they want to keep it competitive with, say, 4G, should they make it to Grand Finals, you know? They're showing they're still no slouch, and they deserve to be here.
Absolutely. I'm going to whip up the logs. And we'll see what story the stats tell us, but that was a pretty decisive victory. It took me by surprise, you know.
I know you're an ardent 20 believer, if you will. You've got that believer fever.
It's true, buddy. Damage stats, my favorite, Platinum 341, doing work for his team. Grape on 296. The Pockets both top damaging for their respective teams. Just looking at Zealox, only really doing 200 DPM. Those numbers wouldn't get you far in Europe, let me tell you, my friend. But
well, when a game is relatively lopsided,
when you win 5-0,
you know,
yeah, it's hard to make any judgment. I am number one troll. Yeah, you tell me what you see, buddy. What do you see in this 5-0? What does it mean?
Well, I mean, more or less, it was 5-0. The first half was really quick. The second half, a little bit slower, but you know, for the most part, it was just one-sided. Like damage stats, you look at them. I mean, just overall, like the stats weren't that bad for Street Hoops. Like, I mean, they certainly had their chances, but you know, as we saw, they drop one person, they back out a mid and just give it up for free, kind of deal. Which against a team like Mix-Up, you know, they're gonna take advantage of that completely and just walk all over you. So, if Street Hoops kind of wants any chance, in the second map, they're definitely going to have to not be willing to give things up so much. They have to fight these things where, even if they're down one, you know, you still have Uber, you can still meet them at the choke points and just try to mitigate, you know, your one-man deficit.
We have the latest coming in here from Killing. He says that Street Hoops ban Viaduct, Mix-Up ban Metalworks, and Street Hoops have picked Snakewater. So, back to that old chestnut.
Yeah,
it's the third time we've seen Snake.
Snake in Badlands and Gully Wash once.